Well, KVGC News Time is now 7 minutes after the hour. Well, KVGC has received confirmation this morning from the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation that there is an ongoing investigation on Mule Creek State Prison Warden Joe Lizarraga. Lizarraga, according to Vicki Waters, press secretary for the CDCR, Lizarraga is currently on administrative time off. Now, KVGC was informed last week that several employees of Mule Creek had called saying that the warden had been visited by the FBI and that the FBI was at Mule Creek and that the warden had been walked off the grounds by the FBI. Now, according to Waters, as this is a personnel matter, the state is unable to provide any additional information other than Warden Lizarraga is currently on administrative time off, and there is an ongoing investigation. Waters did say the prison's administrative duties are being overseen by the CDCR leadership while this investigation is being conducted.
And more information released yesterday in regards to an explosion heard Friday in the Mountain Ranch area. According to the Calaveras Sheriff Office, around 8 in the morning, dispatch received multiple reports of an explosion in the area of Quartz Mine Road in Mountain Ranch. Deputies were directed to a property by neighbors who heard the loud noise. An outbuilding was found to have been demolished from an explosion. Now, while deputies were conducting their investigation and attempting to locate subjects on the property, Mark Twain Medical Center reported a 41-year-old female had arrived at the hospital emergency room with multiple burns. Meanwhile, evidence of marijuana cultivation discovered on the property. 1,000 marijuana plants and 136 pounds of processed marijuana were seized. From statements obtained, deputies determined the explosion appears to have been caused by a propane stove left on overnight in the outbuilding. When the female entered the outbuilding and attempted to turn off the stove, the explosion occurred, causing injury to the female, who was later transported out of county to a burn trauma center. Her condition is unknown. No further info released. The investigation is ongoing.
Well, after a week of dry weather over Northern California, there will be a return to wet weather. According to the National Weather Service, a very weak weather system will move through the area today, bringing some very light rain to portions of the northern San Joaquin Valley, some light snow to the Sierra Nevadas. A second weather system will move southward along the coast Wednesday and Thursday, bringing rain mostly to the coastal range. Only a couple of inches of snow is forecast over the higher Sierra elevations. And by the end of the week and into the weekend, wet and colder storms will bring an inch of rain to the foothills and several feet of snow to the higher Sierras. Several inches of snow expected to fall over the lower Sierra on Friday afternoon and evening and may result in chain controls and travel delays. And on Saturday and Sunday, snow levels will fall around 35 to 4,000 feet, with snow continuing to accumulate through Sunday night. Expect winter driving conditions if traveling to the mountains and wet roads here in the foothills.
And a guilty plea entered by the man accused of starting last summer's Irish fire. According to the Amador DA's office, Jeffrey Purcell has pled to one count of recklessly causing a fire of a structure or forest in the July 6th fire in the Willow Creek area known as the Irish Fire. As a result of his actions, 825 acres burned, including structures and vineyards, and caused mandatory evacuations for dozens of families. Now, as part of the plea deal, Purcell must pay restitution to victims impacted by the fire. Due to the widespread impact on victims, directly impacted by fire damage and indirectly by evacuations, the DA's office attempting to gather info on those impacted. If you incurred any out-of-pocket damages as a result of the Irish fire, contact the Amador District Attorney's Office, 223-6444, with your name, address, and contact info. Victims of the Irish fire also have the right to submit impact statements at Purcell's sentencing, March 7th, at Amador Superior Court.
Well, the quick thinking of a neighbor ended in the arrest of two unwanted Amador County house guests. It all started Monday afternoon. Amador Sheriff's Dispatch received a call from a homeowner on Upper Ridge Road reporting that someone was inside his house. The homeowner learned of the situation after receiving a call from a concerned neighbor who spotted an unknown person in the house. Deputies responded and located 34-year-old Curtis Williams inside the residence. The investigation revealed that Williams forced entry into the home, stayed there for several nights without the owner's permission. Williams was placed under arrest for burglary. While checking the surrounding area, deputies located 36-year-old Kevin Calhoun, who was also known to be on probation. He admitted to be associated with Williams. Calhoun also admitted to knowingly staying at the residence without the permission of the owner. Calhoun was ultimately placed under arrest for violating the terms of his probation. The sheriff's office says without the neighbor's prompt reporting of the suspicious activity, the arrest of Williams and Calhoun would not have been possible.
And a two-vehicle accident occurred early yesterday that knocked down a utility pole along Reed's Turnpike west of O'Burns Ferry Road. According to CHP, Chris Bernardo of Copperopolis traveling eastbound on Reed's Turnpike at about 30 miles per hour, while Stephen Aubrey of Copperopolis traveling eastbound at about 50 yards behind him. Just east of Jackson Street, Bernardo came to a slight curve to the right, but failed to turn with the curve of the road, traveling across the westbound lane and off the north roadway edge, where his vehicle, an 02 Toyota pickup, collided with a utility pole, knocking it over at the base. The utility pole fell across the entire road as Aubrey approached Bernardo. Aubrey saw the pole fall across the road in front of him, but didn't have time to hit his brakes to avoid hitting it. Aubrey turned his 17 Ford Focus sharply to the left onto the shoulder to avoid the pole and collided with power lines hanging along the side of the roadway. Reed's Turnpike was closed for repair of the utility pole and expected to be opened in the afternoon time yesterday.
And this year, Main Street Theater Works celebrates 25 years of producing theater in Amador County, 16 years of performing at the Kennedy Mine Amphitheater. Main Street Theater Works will kick off the 2019 summer season with the Ken Ludwig comedy Leading Ladies, June 22nd and July 21st through 22nd through the 21st. You understand that. Second summer show, Alone Together by Lawrence Roman, and also a comedy, runs August 11th through September 9th. Now entering its 25th season, Main Street Theater Works continues to be dedicated to bringing artists together to produce plays that stimulate both artists and audiences. Performances are Friday and Saturday nights at the Kennedy Mine Amphitheater with gates open at 6:30, show starting at 8. Patrons are encouraged to come early with picnics, chairs, and jackets. Only service animals allowed. The Kennedy Mine Amphitheater is located on North Main Street in Jackson. Tickets are available at the gate, Heinen Company in Jackson, or online at mainstreettheaterworks.org.
And the Kennedy Mine will be open Saturday the 9th from 10 to 3. Come for the view, take some pictures, have a picnic, pan for gold, or join a guided tour. The tour is $12 for adults, $6 for children, 6 to 12. Step back into Amador's past, dig deeper into the county's mining history. Call the Kennedy Mine, 223-9542 for more information. Again, that's Saturday, February 9th, from 10 to 3.
And we want to remind you that for the latest news, traffic, and weather, 24 hours a day, to visit our website at kvgcradio.com. Once again, our top news story today, KVGC has received confirmation today that Mule Creek State Prison Warden Joe Lizarraga is currently on administrative time off. According to California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation Press Secretary Vicki Waters, this is a personnel matter, and she is unable to provide any further information. We do know that Lizarraga was escorted off the grounds of Mule Creek State Prison in Ione last week. Well, that's a look at the latest on the local scene from the KVGC News Center.
I'm JD.
And I'm Jim Geedy reporting. Remember, for the latest news, traffic, and weather 24 hours a day, to visit our website at kvgcradio.com.